Geico presents Our Town Season 4, a 30-minute podcast produced by Best Bark Communications, a small but fierce client-centered marketing company powered by decades of experience and well-established business networks. Geico, 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Now, here's your host, Andy Ockershausen.
This is Andy Ockershausen. This is Our Town. And I'm absolutely positively say this all the time, but I'm so delighted to have to talk to someone that really needs no introduction to people who've been aware of what goes on in this world. But I've known this gentleman for at least 10 to 15 years. We have been talking about it to Comcast Sports about doing a TV show. We never got around to it. But Fred Smoot, you are a hoot, and I am so delighted for this industry that you've decided to do some radio work.
Oh, most definitely. I love to talk. I never met a mic I didn't like. That's the thing about me. I love to conversate with people, and I was saying earlier that I'm my only child. So when I do get around people, I got good energy, and I like to talk. I like to converse. You know, I never met a stranger in my life.
Fred, it's because when you put it out, people give it back to you.
That's what I'm one of those people. I really believe in good energy. If you come around with good energy, keep a smile on your face, you can change the way somebody's day is going. You can make them feel better. And we ain't on this earth long, so every day that I get up, I'm smiling. I'm having fun.
Yeah. Besides being a philosopher, which you
I am.
You have a tremendous sense of humor. I've listened to you do some of your radio shows, and it comes through. Fred, you're a different person. You're not a dumb football player. Yeah. You're not even a football player anymore. You're one of us.
I'm a person, and I like to talk to people. That's what entertainment is. It's communicating with people.
Entertainment.
It's showing common ground. And the one thing that brings us all together that's colorless is sports. All right? It's two things that does that. Sports and music. All right? It brings us all together no matter what. So when we talk and have a common ground, I want to talk about sports most of the time, but I also want to talk about people, and I want to see how they feel.
Well, that's what I'm so impressed with you, what you do on the air. I've heard you on Sports Talk. But one of the things we do with this little bit of podcast that we put together is finding out and talking to people away from whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not interested in Smoot football. That's on the record.
You want to know real Fred Smoot.
I'm into Smoot that grew up in
collard green cooking Fred Smoot, huh?
Church's chicken.
Oh, you know it. That's down south right there. You got to go down south to know Church's chicken ain't there.
But there's so much to you, Fred. You grew up in Jackson. That's a pretty good-sized town, Mississippi.
Well, it's the capital city. It's a city that goes through its ups and downs. You know, things could be a lot better there. It's a city that you would love the people, and the food's so good, Andy-O. You know you're going to get diabetes, and you still going to eat the food, Andy-O.
That's an attitude, but Jackson, Mississippi means a lot to a lot of people. And you went to Provine.
Yes, sir. We are the football factory of the city. I was lucky to play with 3 or 4 more pros on my team alone. Good in football, good in basketball. We got a couple of Olympians. So we put out a lot of athletes at Provine.
But were you a good student also?
I was a good student, great student. I was the teacher's right-hand man because I always got to sit beside the teacher because I talk too much. All right, so I had to sit right there. I was always right there.
Did they send you up to clean the blackboard and all that?
I had to do all kinds of stuff. But it was fine with me. I had to stay at school anyway and play sports, so it didn't bother me.
It helped you grow up, though, correct?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. And it made me have a closer relationship with my teachers.
Right,
they weren't just
important.
teachers with me. I had to spend more time with them. And then you end up, when you leave there, like when I was at Mississippi State, I used to always go back to my high school. When I came here, I always go back to Mississippi State. So you become attached to the people, not just the brand.
Well, but this was a good-sized school. I mean, what is it, 2,000?
Yeah, right at 2,000.
Yeah.
You know, it's inner city, so we got schools everywhere.
It wasn't like Friday Night Lights. You weren't stuck out in the boonies.
We was not in the boonies, but we got Friday Night Lights. If you want to see some good high school football, go to Jackson, Mississippi. You got to realize at this time, I'm playing against the Deuce McAllisters of the world. It's like my all-star team, when I was in 12th grade, it's the Mississippi-Alabama game. We play the best of Alabama in Mississippi. And my team alone, we had 13 players to go to the NFL off of. We all got drafted the same year. That's how good we were in the state. Yeah.
But you'd worked at it since you were kids in the same school.
Yeah, and we play against each other when we in Little League. We play against each other in middle school. We play against each other, even with the basketball. Like, in basketball, it's like 10 of them went to the NBA. In my high school alone, when I signed with Mississippi State, me in the center off the basketball team, he ended up playing football with the Raiders. I ended up playing here, and the other 3 guards ended up going to Ole Miss at the same time, starting from freshmen to seniors. And then one of them went to the NBA, and then down the street you got Monte Ellis, and then across at the other high school you got Moore Williams. It just keeps going.
Well, Fred, it's like a factory.
It's a factory.
Now, how did you do with your studies, though? I mean,
Oh no, I always on top.
Did you have an objective other than football?
Well, my mom, rest her heart. You know, she left me last year, but she was always on me about, you know, don't just be a great athlete, be a great person and learn. So I've always been what you call a ghetto nerd. All right, I've always been one of the people. I like to read books. I like to.
Good for you.
Really, like. I'm trapped in space. I love science. I love, I love looking up. I got telescopes in my backyard. I love to look at the planets. I love to stargaze because I always wonder, like,
you could be an astronomer. I mean,
listen, if I had the time, I would. I wonder what's out there. Nobody ever wants to talk about it. We're
talking about. Hey, Fred, don't give it up. If it's something you want, go for it. I mean, it's good. You would not only enjoy it, you help other people enjoy it.
I don't think they want a 40-year-old astronaut, a rookie, huh?
Yeah, but study the stars. You're doing it anyway.
I'm doing it anyway.
Well, do it for money.
Yeah, you're right about it.
There are oceanic people that are into it all the time, and there's so much up there you can provide to people.
Ain't it crazy that the ocean scares me a little bit, but space doesn't?
Well, that's, you can't drown in space. You can die.
You can't drown in space. I promise you that.
But when you went to, you obviously heavily recruited throughout the South in addition, but you stayed home in essence with your own.
It's hard to leave SEC country. You're talking about the essence of college football. It's no bigger conference when it comes to football. I promise you, Andy L, that's what you need to do. I need to take you down to Mississippi State. You need to see the Bulldogs play on a good sunny Saturday in the SEC. I promise you, from the tailgate to the game, to the passion, to the routines, to the history, you've never experienced anything like that in your life.
Like Mississippi State.
Mississippi State, all right? Mississippi State Ole Miss, Mississippi State Alabama, Mississippi State Auburn, Mississippi State LSU. We can keep going. It doesn't matter who we playing that week. It's gonna be it's a crazy experience.
Now, there was one time they hired a really a big-time coach. Maybe you're too young, but he came in with the idea. He came out of Texas or someplace, came to Mississippi.
Oh, no, my guy, Jackie Sherrill.
Jackie Sherrill.
That's my coach. That's who recruited me.
I didn't think you were that old.
I'm that old, Andy. I told you, the car looks good on the outside, but the motor is no good in the inside. No, Coach, he came into my living room. I'll never forget it. He talked to my mom. And he asked my mom for a beer, and they cracked open the Bud Light together, and my mama said, "You're going to Mississippi State." It was that simple.
Done.
He won over so quick. It was over. You're going to Mississippi State.
You're staying home in essence.
And then, because they thought I was going to Indiana. I was about to go to Indiana.
Wow.
Yeah, I was about to go to Indiana because I like to play basketball too. And Randall was the quarterback there. Antoine Randall was the quarterback there.
Well, Indiana was great baskets in those days.
They was great in basketball. Oh, and I took a trip to West Virginia. I almost was a Mountaineer. I really enjoyed that trip. They had a lot of great players at the time. So it wasn't that I was just, stuck in the SEC. I wanted to experience other things. So.
Well, how far is Oxford from Jackson?
Oxford from Jackson is probably like 100-some miles, but Oxford from Stark Vegas is only like 55, 60 miles.
Well, did your mom get up to Oxford to see you play?
Well, actually, I'm in Starkville. Oxford is the enemy. That's Ole Miss.
Oh, that's right.
I'm a Bulldog, all right? That's Ole Missouri's. Ole Missouri's is in Oxford.
Right. But that's part of your culture
That's why we compete. We're rivalries. You know how it goes.
But your rivalries for a lot of things, like the best-looking women in the SEC. We know that.
Now you know what? Since I'm out of it and I can't vote Mississippi State is the best at everything, I would probably say it's hard to say the best-looking women in the SEC are not from Florida or LSU. I just got to be honest. I got to have an unbiased opinion. It's probably Florida or LSU.
Well, Fred, it's also me when I see it on television and. I haven't spent any time down there, but I know what you're talking about. But, Fred, I think that's enough fun football. I know you got drafted. You played with the players. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But let's get back to Fred Smoot as an individual. And we're going to take a break now and get everybody a deep breath. And this is Our Town, Andy Ockershausen with the inimitable Fred Smoot.
Daddy, where do babies come from?
Honey?
Mommy went to the store.
Oh, well, you see, there's a mommy and a daddy, right?
Right.
And see, when they call Geico, they could save a bunch of money on car insurance.
Oh, really? And that makes them happy?
Yes, that makes them very happy.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could have this talk, Sunshine.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
This is Sonny Jurgensen. Got a confession to make. I let my wife drag me to one of those Mike Collins estate planning seminars. Like I don't have enough on my plate with a certain football team. Actually, it wasn't too bad. In fact, we both learned a whole lot about how to protect our kids and grandkids down the road and to take care of ourselves right now. So if you get one of Mike's invitations in the mail, go. I'm glad I did. Get all the information and register online at MikeCollins.com. That's MikeCollins.com.
You're listening to Our Town with Andy Ockershausen. Brought to you by Best Bark Communications.
This is Andy Ockershausen. This is Our Town. We had a wonderful conversation with Fred Smoot, talking about his career. And forget the football, but he has a broadcast career now.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing some work with my favorite people in Radio 1.
Oh, most definitely. I really enjoyed it. They ended up purchasing a company that I used to work for, and now it's not just about sports in the building. It's
you're bigger than sports. That's what I'm telling you.
Everybody is. Everybody has their career and the things they like to do and the things they like to conversate about. They just never really let us know that. Like, if you look at somebody's bio, it only says the day they born and what job they do. Like, when you meet somebody, usually the second question people ask you is, what do you do? All right, well, they don't define me. Hi, I'm Fred Smoot. Let's talk about something else. All right, you like this, I like this, I like this. You know, and that's what type of person I am.
But Fred, that is a natural thing for people to picture you as you are. That's called, what is it, the word I'm looking for that's a bad word?
Bias?
Bias. No, you think of Fred Smoot and what he is, and if football comes to mind, he's bigger than football.
Well, see, that's a football thing. When people hear athletes, they only equate you to doing that job. They can't do that no more. Like, even with a guy like LeBron James, he ain't just no athlete. He does everything. And a lot of athletes are like, I had guys on my team used to songwrite when we played. They were artists, used to paint. Like, these guys have some of the weirdest quirks you ever. People had to learn. They had to go to college. They found other things they like, but then the world gets mad at us when we tell them we got more interests outside of football. Like, they don't want to hear nothing else. When you're playing football, you need to focus on football. Well, guess what? That can't be my life. I got other stuff I like to do. I like to travel. I like to see new stuff. I like to do things.
Well, Fred, this is one of the things that we're so delighted to have you here talking about these things, because they'll live. This will live forever because it happened. But Fred, you got so much to give, and what Janice has suggested, and she's the smartest person in the room for sure, is that you have this to work, and you could work with kids. You'd have those kids going absolutely crazy. Now, is Radio 1 using you in their other stations?
I go do a little bit of everything. I get on every station. I like to talk every
subject. 100
It's
stations.
nothing I don't run from. I'm a person. And that's what I tell people. Like, you can't tell ex-athletes or athletes stick to sport. No, I pay taxes like you. I go to the grocery store like you. I got the same problems as you. I got family members that's good. I got family members that's terrible. It's more to life than just the titles. All right, because when you got a title, when your job gives you a title, people only look at you as that.
Oh, Fred, you're giving so much, and you landed in a good spot with Radio. Radio 1 wants to be different. Manny, she told me 50 years ago, I want to be as big as this guy, Kathy Hughes.
Yeah,
they wanted to be the guy who lived in Atlanta and owned about 7 stations. And she was sitting there with a 250-watt radio station in a trailer, and said, I'm going to be bigger than he is someday.
I only want to watch movies that start like that. I only want to watch movies that start with drama. Nobody want to watch a story about a millionaire son waiting on his daddy to die, get his money, and keep on living good. That's not a movie I want to watch. It has no ups and downs.
Well, by having that company now, and I hope now TV2 is a partner. I don't know whether you know with Comcast.
Yeah, I know that.
So we're all connected in some way. But TV2 might have some opportunity for you, Fred.
Well, we'll see. Like, the one thing about this ever-changing entertainment business, like now you're doing podcasts and everybody controlling their own tempos and controlling their own voice. With Twitter, everybody got a voice like never before. We're connected
that is so cool.
Like never before. Like my granddaddy, let me tell you what my granddaddy never had to worry about. He had to worry about the milkman and the mailman. Them the only two men he had to worry about something going wrong with. All right? Because grandma was cut off, all right, by the world. He went out, he worked, she took care of the kids. Them the only two threats, and maybe the neighbor. All right? Now, everybody's connected to a point now where it's, if you want to meet that person, all you got to do is spell their name. Spell their name, and not only is it changing,
right up.
Yeah, and it not only is it changing how we interact. Like even now, my kids don't even got a signature. You know why? Because they don't even practice cursive anymore. Why do they need cursives when they type everything manuscript?
But do they don't get extra tutoring to learn how to write?
Like I said, in 20 years, the new generation won't have signatures.
I know they
no
won't have
reason
any.
for them to have a signature. And now nobody really walks up to you and say, "Hey, give me your autograph." They want to take a picture. The visual has changed the autograph. Instead of saying, "Look at this name on the thing," no, look at this. And they post it, and that's the different things.
You're talking about, you say that's not the future, that's now.
No, that's the now. We can only wonder what the future is.
Oh, my.
We can only wonder what the future is.
Well, you're going to be a big part of it.
Listen, I'm going to live in it. I'm going to bathe in it. I'm going to embrace it. And technology is the thing that's taking us to different things, man.
Well, one of the things that you got to know is what you're doing with astronomy, because I've read about it for years. It's all in the stars, people say. You got to know what the heavens are, because that's what it is. And the heavens are incredible.
What we're finding out is way more galaxies in an ever-expanding universe. And we cannot, as human beings, be so arrogant to think that it's 1 million planets out there and only one got seeded with life. Over, billions of years? No, we can't be that arrogant to think just one.
We're not alone.
We can't be alone. Like, it's impossible to be alone. And then you talk about galaxies we haven't even seen yet. Like, we're still exploring. Like, most people, you be like, what's a Einstein-Rosen bridge? They wouldn't know what an Einstein-Rosen bridge is. They wouldn't have a clue what that is.
Fred, you got all that passion. How do we find a way? It's not our job, but we care about you, Fred Smoot.
I need a clone, so I got more time. I like my time. Yeah, I'm waiting on them to clone me so I can get somebody to do some of this extra work. Another Fred Smoot.
I hate to tell you this, Fred, but remember, today you're as young now as you're ever going to be.
I understand that.
This is it.
I wake up young every day. I wake up. It's how you feel inside. It's how you feel inside. And your brain, I'm convinced your brain controls your body and tells your body how it feels.
Well, we've had a great discussion with Fred Smoot about several other things, but we're going to take a break now and find out what the boss wants and come back and talk to Fred. And this is Andy O, and this is Our Town.
Hi, I'm Charles Mann. For athletes like me, playing every down in a pro game is like getting in a car accident. After years of playing football in Washington, my body is broken. I've had countless surgeries and joint replacements. I've been looking for a non-surgical treatment since I ended my career. I heard a radio ad for a seminar about alternative treatment. It's called regenerative medicine, which stimulates your own body to heal and repair itself. No surgery, no more pain. That got my attention. I went to a seminar to learn firsthand all about it. Now you too can benefit and receive this treatment. This is the same procedure that pro athletes use to quickly and effectively recover from injury. If you're looking to eliminate your pain and arthritis, or if you thought surgery was your only option, take the first step like I did. Call 410-787-7250. Register for the next seminar and learn more about this breakthrough procedure. Seating is limited. Register now by calling 410-787-7250 and start living life again.
Hi, Tony Sybil here to tell you about Tony and Joe's spectacular Thanksgiving brunch. Everything you expect for the whole family. Turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, all the fixings, and then some. Clams and oysters on the half shell. You'll love it. It's really fantastic. Be sure and get your reservations in early for your holiday parties. We can accommodate between 10 and 200 people. And remember, we'll have an ice skating rink there, so come on down and see us. For information, you can go online to tonyandjoes.com.
This is Attorney Mike Collins. Come to my seminar and I'll explain in plain English all you need to know about wills, trusts, taxes, probate, and how to keep your money in your family. I'll show you how to eliminate those dread death taxes and avoid the expense and delay of probate. See how our reservoir trust can protect your family's inheritance from lawsuits and the divorce court. Thousands of your neighbors have already attended. So watch the mail for your special invitation and register now at MikeCollins.com. That's MikeCollins.com.
You're listening to Our Town with Andy Ockershausen.
This is Andy Ockershausen, and this is Our Town, and we're having a fascinating discussion with one of the really, really good people, and we're so important to us and then part of our lives, and we really love Fred Smoot. Fred, this whole thing of singularity that we've heard about and talked about, you know how deep that's become part of it? It's the kind of thing, Fred, when you said something's going to happen, it's already happened.
Everything's happened. We just don't understand them, and we haven't labeled them. All right, so it's different singularities. It's gravity singularities with tidal gravity waves and stuff like that. And this singularities in space, and that's coming to a point of a black hole, coming to the point where it has so much mass inside of it that it explodes. It becomes one singularity, but then it explodes. Think about something being a cajillion pounds, but the size of this penny. All right? But it has the mass of a gazillion pounds. So it's so many different singularities you could talk about. And so many different things you could talk about, like we talked about the black holes. All right, now we talked about two black holes.
But we're not talking about the future. We're talking about now.
We're talking about now. Like the more we send stuff into space, the more information it sends back, and it just keeps sending back pictures. We thought we had to look for a planet to live on. Actually, we can live on moons. All right, it's moons like Enceladus that we can live on, that spit out water into the atmosphere. So
we just got to find them.
We got to find it, and it has to be in what you call a Goldilocks zone. It has to be in what makes Earth so perfect? Water.
Absolutely.
It's not solid and it's not gas. If we was too close, it would be gas. Too close to the sun, it would evaporate. If we was too far, it'll be ice. It'll be a solid. We need it to be just right. So the inhabitable zone is where the Earth lies, let's just say compared to Mars, which is fiery hot, and compared to Neptune, which is icy cold.
That's so far away.
Because it's so far, so it ain't getting the sun rays that we get.
But we constantly discover new galaxies, correct?
Yes, we're finding out that
we're not finished.
No, it's so many galaxies that we're finding. The farther that the satellites go, the farther that they go, the more we're finding out. It's so many oddities out there that we can't explain. So that's what science is. Science is the unexplainable. It's trying to find out the facts and find out the truth. So it has to be predictions first. Everybody going to make predictions, which sometimes going to be wrong, sometimes going to be right. That's science. It's flawed.
Well, that's all predictions are like that, up and down. But Fred, you have that enthusiasm, and you're a communicator, and we know it because this is our world, Janice and I. Yeah. We grew up in the communications world, and your ability to do that. Now, how do we turn that? It's not our responsibility, but we'll help. How do we turn that into a career? You've already done it with Radio 1. Yeah. Getting exposure on their broadcast properties is very important because they're in all around the country. And you have it. Now, what do you do with your kids? Are you teaching kids in addition to yours?
This is what I do. You look on my deck at home, you'll see like 2-3 telescopes. So we sit on the deck. I love to barbecue.
Your kids do it with you?
Yeah, we'll stargaze. We'll just stargaze and look at stars, stuff like that. And then the questions start. Like, did they want to look in that telescope? No. They want to be playing Fortnite. All right? They want to be on their phone. They want to be tweeting. They want to be doing this. But, when you're doing family time and barbecuing, I turn it, when it turns dark, I turn it into a stargazing contest. Who can find this? Who can find Orion's belt? Find me this point. Find me that
absolutely
point.
Fabulous.
And then they'll start to ask you questions. And once they start to ask you questions, usually the answers stick. Like they have something we didn't have, and that's the TV spews of information. It depends on what channel you're watching.
600 channels.
Now, if you're watching the right channels and you get trapped on the science channel, it's going to usually be something about space on there.
Fred, what you're doing is so great. Now, how do you get that out more? That's not our
I think I just need to I need to just start stopping by high schools randomly, going into the science class and talking about it.
Football opens the door, but your knowledge
most definitely opens the door.
But
football
your knowledge
get their attention. All right, because they look at you like I just left Rome this summer. I had to go to the Coliseum. I always dreamed about it because if you're a sports guy, it all started from a gladiator. All right, so they are the definition of what we are. The reason football is so popular and boxing so popular, they are the last gladiator sports. They are the man's sport. All right, everybody, even all men they got their favorite team. They got their favorite team because this their identity. That's who they identify with. And when you meet a Steelers fan, you know, this is probably blue collar type guy, tough, salt to the earth, probably tougher than a $2 steak. You know, you understand what you're dealing with. So to go to Rome and just be in the
I know you're a traveler. That's great.
Did
you take the kids with you to Rome?
No. I went with my girlfriend at this time. We went, and when I say I enjoyed it, when we was over there, we flew to Monaco, stayed in Monaco for like 6-7 days. It was beautiful. I really, really enjoyed that trip.
Well, you should. You got to do that more, Fred.
I do. That's how I do it all the time. And I tell people, you have to go to Rome because you get a sense as an American, they were the power. All right? Rome was dominant. They are what we are now. They are what the United States used to be. I mean, what the Rome is what the United States is today. And to see the things they built and to see what they had, it makes you go back and say they are smarter than we thought they were. They built some complex things.
Yeah. You can't tell us enough. We love it so much we were married in Italy.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
And we're on our honeymoon. Yeah. We love Italy because it is old, but it's still new. You learn a lot.
You learn a lot, and you get a feel when you get off the plane and you start to drive through it. You get you feel of culture. You get a feel of the United States is relatively new to most countries.
Oh my God!
Compared to most countries.
Baby.
So when you go there, you see stuff. You just walking on stone, like man, people 500 years ago laid this stone. 1,000 years ago laid this stone. You know, that's unbelievable.
Yeah. They had water way back before people even knew what the hell it was. They was down to 600 or 700 miles.
They had fountains. They had statues. They had running tubs, bathing houses. They had all kinds of stuff. Like people don't even understand at the Coliseum. It took them 15 minutes to pack the Coliseum because it has like 190 and some odd exits. To pack it like 15 minutes. It was the first venue to serve food. They used to flood the bottom of it and reenact ship battles. They did so much stuff in there, like it's crazy.
But that's because it was Rome. It was those engineers.
It was Rome.
They did it. Well, Fred Smoot, this has been so delightful. I hope that we can extend this to other things with Fred. But you're in a great position at Radio 1, which is going to be TV 1 too.
Yeah.
It's going to be the best. You're with a great company. But we want to thank you so much, Fred Smoot. You bring so much enthusiasm. Janice got several pages of ideas. She is the idea person.
I always got to have that.
But she's, everything you talked about, we don't take time to do. That is gaze at the stars. There's so much to see.
And it's so free. It's so free. All you got to do is get away from some lights. So you got to get out the city a little bit to really gaze and look up. And it's free. It's free. Like people don't understand the best things in life are free. All you got to do is do them. I love to go fishing. I love to do the natural things in life. Take time. We here for such a short period. We such a blimp on this life. Man, you got to enjoy it, man. You got to enjoy it.
You're a good man, Fred Smoot. We're so delighted to have had you on our town, and we will stay in touch because we're going to keep harassing you. There's a lot more talent.
Hey, Andy, anytime, brother.
We want you very much in our lives and in the lives of our town. You're part of our town.
Oh, most definitely. I've been here. I got drafted as a 20-year-old. I turned 40 next year, so I've been here 20 years like I was in Mississippi 20 years.
You're an old man, Fred.
I am. Oh, yes, I am. And I enjoy it. It's a smarter version of me. I enjoy it.
You know what? You know what's worse than getting old? Not getting old.
Well, that's the problem. Like I want to be gray hair, just sitting back, and I can still look up at the stars. Hopefully it still be free.
They'll be there forever and ever.
Well, in 20 years, 30 years, we might be. Just like we get in planes and fly to another country in 30, 40 years, maybe we'll be getting on a plane and we'll be flying up into the stars. You never know.
Elon Musk.
Hey, he gonna do it. I call him the world's Tony Stark. Like he's the billionaire playboy philanthropist that gaze in the stars, all right? And he can make it happen. If he dream it, he can make it happen, and he making it happen as we speak.
He puts his money where his mouth is.
He makes it happen.
He does. Well, you're our Elon Musk, and this has been Our Town with Fred Smoot. Smoot is not Moot, and he's a delightful man, and we will have more out of Fred Smoot when we get him into this teaching thing. This is Andy Ockershout, and this has been Our Town.
You've been listening to Our Town Season 4, presented by Geico, our hometown favorite, with your host, Andy Ockershausen. New Our Town episodes are released each Tuesday and Thursday. Drop us a line with your comments or suggestions, see us on Facebook, or visit our website at OurTownDC.com. Our special thanks to Ken Hunter, our technical director, and WMAL Radio in Washington, D.C. And thanks to Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance.